Everybody, I'm Jerry Willis. We begin tonight with fears of tighter gun restrictions. They're boosting firearms sales across the U.S. And now there's growing concern among many small business owners who say new legislation may soon put them out of business. Joining me now, Lee and Bernadette Terry. They own North American Firearms, a gun store outside of Chicago, and Roger Pilon, founder and director of CATO Institute Center for Constitutional Studies. Welcome to you all. Great to have you here. I'm going to start with Bernadette. Taking a look at the numbers here of gun sales, it's unbelievable. We've had twice as many gun sales November to December as many background checks from the same period a year ago. It's astonishing how many guns are being sold across this country. What are your customers telling you about why they're buying?
Well, they're just afraid that if they don't buy the guns now, they won't be able to in the future. They fear for the ban, not only here in our state of Illinois, but of course in the United States. And they went through this once before, but the fears are rolling now more than really they ever have been.
So essentially, we're talking about the president has a working group coming up with some kind of limits on guns. We don't really know what they are yet, although he has said universal background checks for all gun buyers, strengthened mental health examinations, and tougher penalties for those carrying firearms near schools. So that's what the White House is talking about. A lot of people don't like this. Tell me, Bernadette, what are you afraid of? What do you think this is bringing on for you?
Well, you know, the main thing is that it's all speculation. And what it's doing is it's clearing out our gun shop, and on the surface that may seem real good for business, but the problem is our distributors and the people that we actually purchase our weapons from for our customers, they're holding back on almost everything beyond little revolvers, and you know, the whole gun industry just in general is out of whack. Just everything is out of whack.
And you're afraid, what you told our producers is you're afraid your store might actually go out of business if there are big restrictions put on gun sales. Isn't that right?
Well, that's really true, because, I mean, people will get to a point where there won't be a reason to really buy a gun anymore. And what's ironic is, beyond the frenzy with all of the rumor mill and everything running around about what type of bans, and Senator Dianne Feinstein's list of all the banned guns that she would like to do, you know, it's just... people they're just very afraid that their constitutional rights are being taken away from them.
Well, I guess we're going to have to see, but obviously there are big fears here. People are opening up their checkbooks and stroking checks for thousands of dollars for some of these guns. Roger, let me turn to you because I think what's interesting here is you have a problem with universal background checks for gun buyers. What's your objection?
No, actually, I don't, Jerry, have a problem with background checks. It seems to me that one of the problems that we face is the gun show loophole. We do need to keep guns out of the hands of people who should not have them. But we also have to face the fact that there are 300 million guns in the country today. No government in the United States is going to take those away. So we have to have measures that address the problem. And it seems to me that the NRA is perfectly correct when it says that if you want to protect children in schools, you don't declare that the school is a gun-free zone, because that's fairly an invitation to a criminal to go there. He wouldn't go to the Department of Justice with a gun because he wouldn't get in. He can get into the school.
Bernadette, what do you say about the issue of schools and guns? You know, it's been in the headlines. We had the Connecticut tragedy in Newtown.
Yes.
A lot of people have really responded to that. What is the right course of action for guns in schools?
Well, I will tell you something. I am the grandma of 9 grandchildren, okay? And I never, in the course of my lifetime, ever thought to myself that I'd have to worry about them in school every day. I believe the gentleman is absolutely right. Making them gun-free zones opens it up to all criminal. It makes it a soft target. My idea, truthfully with you, sweetheart, would be that they would put a veteran in every school, homeless veterans, veterans that come home and have nothing, give them a job to protect our children.
Well, I got to tell you, there is a high unemployment rate among vets. That might be a very good idea.
Yes.
Lee, tell me what you think.
Well, you know, first off, the president and Joe Biden has created, you know, a lot of this undue stress. The Second Amendment's clear, and once you speak it, that, you know, the ban, and back in '94, the original ban, everybody sat back and let it happen. This time, as soon as that shooting happened, this is a terrible thing. A shooting happened. We can't help it. What should have been done was, there was mental illness there. That should have been corrected, or something should have been said, because I'm sure that that young man was seen by some physician that did not report that correctly.
That's
Well,
right.
frankly, that's part of the president's plan, is some kind of strengthened mental health exams for people who want to buy guns. Roger, what do you say to that? I mean, would that have made the big difference? What should be done here?
Well, there's no question that we do need to take a look at our mental health policies around the country, which is mostly a state issue, not a federal issue. But again, I come back to the point that we do have an ancient right of self-defense, that we leave our children defenseless in schools is just simply criminal, if I may put it that way. The idea that well, let me put it this way. You listen to the advocates of extreme gun control, and you ask them, well, are you against police having guns? Oh, no, we're not against police. Well, that gives the argument away. It's not the gun, it's the person who holds it. We have in the country today 41 states that have concealed carry permit provisions, and another 8 that have reduced versions of that. And it turns out that even by the DOJ numbers, there have been 110,000 cases just last year of people using guns to stop crime, and that is a very conservative estimate. Other estimates go as high as over 1 million crimes stopped by people who have guns under concealed carry permits.
Roger, to that point, there was just a case, I believe, over the weekend where a Georgia mother shot an intruder, shot him 5 times in the face. She hid herself in a closet with her children after he broke in. And when he finally opened that closet door, she let him have it. Bernadette, to you, is that the kind of exercising your rights you're talking about?
Yes, ma'am, absolutely, 100%. Our customers' biggest fear is that if they ban guns and do the type of things that they're talking about doing, you're just opening up a plethora of more, it'll create more criminals, because they know no one can protect themselves. And I certainly 100% believe that, especially in your own home. If you can't feel safe there, really, where can you feel safe? People train, they practice, and they're made to look like very bad people. But you know what? Our Constitution, our Second Amendment, those really, really bright men that wrote it, they understood that we had that. That's what America is all about, sweetheart. That's it.
Well, Roger, final question to you. You know, we had last week a story about, I believe, a 6-year-old in Maryland who was suspended from school for pointing his finger at somebody else on the playground or somewhere, pretending to shoot him. And they called his parents, told him he was acting up, he was suspended. What do you make of that story?
Well, this is the kind of fanaticism that you see on this issue. And we're in for a very heated debate in Congress over the next few weeks over this issue, because this is the kind of thing that you would expect. I mean, really, think about it. Suspending a 6-year-old from first grade because he pointed his finger and said "pop." I mean, is this the height of the height of imbecility?
You say it's going to be a big debate. Let me tell you, there are Democrats on the side of gun owners. A Democratic Congresswoman Heidi Heitkamp of North Dakota, she said she doesn't like what the president's suggesting already. So it's going to be a big battle royale in Congress.
Well, it may be the first loss for Obama in the new year.
Well, we'll have to wait and see. In the meantime, maybe we'll have you guys back. You were great. Thank you so much for coming on tonight.
You're
Roger,
welcome.
Lee,
Thank
and
you.
Bernadette.
Thank you.
Good luck with your store. And thanks for being with us
Thank you,
tonight.
ma'am.
Thank you.